Hey everyone, it's Chantel, and this video is about ketosis. What is it? What am I doing? What is a typical day for me? And also Create Harmony. Thank you for responding to my video. Keep liking, keep watching. Thank you guys who are watching me. It really does motivate me to do these videos. So that's what this is going to entail today. And if you have any questions, please post below. So that way I know how to fix things or what to talk about, because I don't know what you don't know. First of all, with ketosis, there's some important things we need to discuss first before we really get into ketosis. All the food goes down basically into 3 macronutrients. There's proteins, there's carbs, and then there's fats. Now, carbs are linked with sugar. It's all the same thing. And just to keep things simple, we're counting them as one thing. So proteins are pretty much, it's broken down right into muscle. And then carbs are sugars, and it's broken down in our livers. And also insulin plays a role in this. I'm going to talk more about that, but just basic stuff here. And then fats, as we know, they're fats. And they're not bad. And then they can also be very filling, but they're also very dense nutrient, very rich in calories too. So for me, no, I do not count calories. This is very, very important for me. I do not do well when I count calories. If you have trouble too, don't do it. I will get way too fixated on it about trying not to eat, even if I'm hungry, just because of calories, which is stupid. Don't do that. And there must be a calorie deficit. So I am also under consuming calories to lose the weight. I will not do this forever, but first I need to lose weight, then I'm going to maintain weight, and that's when you add those calories back up. So you want to be in a deficit for your body for losing weight. It's different for everyone. I highly recommend, better than hearing it from me or anyone else, there are online calculators for how much food you should be eating and all that. And I think there's actually one for ketosis that I did when I first got started that kind of helps you figure out how much you need. I am not the person to see for all of that. There is a calculator out there. Go find it, either for ketosis or regular, just to know how many calories you should be consuming on a daily basis to lose weight. They're fairly accurate, but you really have to play by your body. It's different for everyone else. I know for me, I really have to limit my calories. Sometimes if I eat just even a little over 1,200, depending on what I'm eating, I will gain weight. There's other people that can eat 2,000, and as long as they're not over that, they will lose weight. So it just depends on you. Kind of go from where you already know that you're going to lose weight. That's what you need to kind of figure out. Now, your body and sugar. This is the important thing we want to pay attention to. And I want to reiterate, sugar is not bad. It's not horrible for you. It's not a great nutrient. I mean, you're not getting a lot out of it, but it's not that all sugar or carbs is bad. Your body needs to burn those too. But the thing is, when you're trying to lose weight, sugar is not awesome. All of us, I think, can relate to this in the morning. Think about that one day or the one time where you had something a little bit sugary, or you had coffee but maybe didn't drink enough. Eat enough with that. So you just had like a caffeinated latte type thing that you went out, and then you feel awesome, and then all of a sudden lunchtime comes and you're dead or you're starving, and then you're like, I need to eat now, and then you eat, and then you feel great, and then right after you're done eating, you're like, oh, I am so tired, I need a nap, or that energy dips, and then you need either like a snack, and then it lifts you up, and then you go down. And all of that has to do with your insulin spiking and dropping, because you go up and down and up and down. And what it's telling you to do is, hey, I need to eat. Even though your body has enough calories, it's still thinking you're starving itself because it's not getting any nutrition. There's not a whole lot of nutrition in sugar. So if you just got 300-400 calories in sugar, your body's still saying, I need food, even though you gave it calories, it still needs nutrition. Now, some people's bodies do better than others, some don't. And that's why some of us have those insulin drops and tells us, I need to eat more. And we hold on to the weight. And that's usually what's causing your hunger. So when you're continually adding sugar into your diet, your body's telling you you're hungry when sometimes you're really not even hungry. So that's important to pay attention to all on its own. That's what I first figured out for me, that something wasn't quite right. I was feeling tired all the time and I didn't know why. And my skin was breaking out. I have cleared up so much with my skin that people are just like, wow, your skin looks so good. And that's really, I think, in part of not having sugar. It's made a big difference for me. And there's a ton of allergies with sugars anyways. Wheat, gluten, all these things, and you're cutting it out. I am also doing no dairy. That can be an option for you. I am allergic to it, but I also feel like dairy makes me do weird things too. Or it can be like really quite tasty on meals, so then you want to overindulge as well because of salts and fats and all these things. We need to be very careful of how much of that we're consuming. So I cut out cheese for that reason. You can decide if that's something you want to do or not. I recommend starting without it and then adding it back in later. I'm not personally doing it yet. Now, ketosis, what it does in the body is when you're giving yourself carbs all the time, your body's burning those, and whatever it doesn't burn, it stores as fat, and it goes into your lymph system because it says, I don't know what to do with this. Because the protein is pretty easily available. It puts it into your muscle stores. And that's why ketosis is so awesome, is that you're not going to lose muscle mass. You're going to dig into your fat stores and lose fat, not muscle, because you're giving yourself plenty of protein. That's what's so cool about this. So you're not losing from anywhere else, because a lot of things like Weight Watchers or stuff, you can actually lose a lot of muscle mass and still not lose fat. So that's a cool tip all in itself. But when your body is depleting its stores of the glycogen, your body has to create that somehow. So that's when it goes into your body's stores, it goes into storage and says, you know what, I think we need to start cleaning some of this out. And it goes into those fat stores and starts using all the extra energy that's just sitting there on you and says, let's start burning this. We need to use this. So very quickly, your body will go into your fat stores and start pulling all of that fat out. It's actually quite amazing seeing each week the different places where I'm leaner. Is sometimes it pulls more from my stomach, then it'll go to my hips, then my chest, then my face, then my butt, just different areas that I'm like, oh, I'm a little smaller here this week. And feeling it in my clothes every week, I can feel that difference. So that's what that's doing. That's what it's going in and pulling from your body. So you're actually getting into the fat. And that's what ketosis does, is it creates ketones. And it all breaks down. It's very scientific. You don't need to know all that. You can. Like I said, Bulletproof really explains a lot of that stuff. That's where I started. So good book to read, good information. Then what I'm eating on a daily basis, what does that look like? So for breakfast, I'm either eating between 2 and 4 eggs, depending on how much activity I'm going to do. Probably about 2, but most of the time I enjoy just doing a protein shake for breakfast. My protein shakes are very low carb, 1 to 2 carbs, and it's about 110 to maybe 150 calories. Then I also like doing a lot of fiber. So I actually drink some fiber with that, or selenium corn husk. Because it's got fiber, it's going to make you feel full. That's what's awesome about fiber. So then about lunchtime, I will do another protein shake. And that's about, again, same thing, about 100 calories or so, very low carb. And I will sometimes eat an egg too, because I'm still feeling a little hungry. So if I just had a protein shake for breakfast, I will do protein and an egg. And then I will do, actually, I really like doing like 1 egg for breakfast. I find having a little extra fat for me makes me feel satisfied way longer because it takes my body time to burn that fat. So an egg for breakfast is awesome for me. Then what I do is I have a big, huge salad, probably 2 cups, and I do low carb, Sydney, stop that, and like a little bit of oil or a low calorie, low carb dressing that's only got like 1 or 2 carbs in it, or a little bit of an oil, like 1 to 2 teaspoons, or just some vinegar sometimes. Or sometimes I take mustard and vinegar and a little bit of Splenda, and I'll mix that up and put it on my salad. That's awesome for me. I like it. Yeah, I'll add vegetables to that as desired. Sometimes I'm lazy and all I have is a bag of salad. I dump it in a bowl, put a little dressing on it, and I call it a day. Then sometimes I do a snack. Sometimes I don't, just depending on what time I get home or off work. Then I make a big, huge dinner. I do 8 ounces of protein. Sometimes I do 5, but usually I'm pretty hungry, so I do 8 ounces. And just whatever protein I feel like eating, really. I do not like to get specific. I want to do what feels good to me, what I'm enjoying. So I'll do that, and then I do either another 2 cups of salad or 2 cups of some vegetable. I'll roast asparagus or broccoli. Those are kind of my favorites. If I don't want to do that, I just make a salad, eat that, and then I'll usually do, right before I go to bed, about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, I will do 1 snack. I will do a little bit more carbs. Oh, and all those vegetables are very low carb. So it's mostly leafy greens, peppers, anything like that. Cauliflower. I'm not doing potatoes. If anything, I'll do some rutabagas and some turnips, but no potatoes, no starchy anything, no carrots. Carrots can have a lot of carbs in them if you're not watching out for that. Not that you can't eat carrots, but I just typically stay away from that right now because I'm trying to lose weight and I don't want to do anything that's going to hinder that. So I stay away from all those things. And then my snack is either like an egg. Sometimes I do like a teaspoon of peanut butter, not a tablespoon, a teaspoon of peanut butter, just something for my body to work on throughout the night. So I get a little bit of protein or a little bit of fat, and that seems to satisfy me. If you're feeling a really, really low dip, you might need a little bit of sugar. So sometimes you can play around with that, just upping the carbs. That's why the peanut butter works for me. There's a little bit more carb in that. But you can play around with your carbs, but usually between 20 to 50 grams of, is it grams of carbs? Yeah, of carbs a day. So that's a really, really small amount. You can get that through all your protein and your vegetables and everything else. If you're not careful, you will go over. And ketosis takes about 3 days to enter into. So it's very important that you're keeping low carb. If you need to, for a little while, get some Atkins treats. That's what I did. And they are very low sugar, and have one of those for a treat at night in the afternoon. Actually, that's what I should have done for Halloween. I don't know why I didn't think of that. But doing something like that, having some chocolate covered M&Ms or chocolate peanut butter, a little Reese's cup, just one of those just to satisfy you at night before you go to bed. That's fine. Don't do it every night. But if you need something like that, do it. Occasionally, if I want coffee, I do like cream in mine, so I put like maybe 1 ounce, maybe even a little less, and some coffee and a little bit of Splenda. And I only do about a half a cup of coffee if I do it. Caffeine is not my friend, so I don't do it. I will use a little bit of butter here and there for my vegetables, about 1 teaspoon. I prefer using oil, though. It's just easier to calculate. And butter, I think, is kind of addictive tasting for me. So I usually am going to eat more of it rather than less. Use Pam for sprays. Usually with my asparagus, I spray some Pam down on the pan, coat it one more time on my asparagus, and then I'm good to go. That's kind of just what I'm doing. Maybe I'll have to do like a day in the life of me type thing and show you some different recipes and stuff. Actually, I should do that. So I'll try and start doing some recipes, but that's kind of the basics of what I'm doing. And it's kind of the same stuff every day. I'm really not changing it up a whole lot except for dinner. That's really about it. And like I said, I keep hard-boiled eggs in the fridge constantly. I'm always keeping them around. If I'm hungry, if I feel hunger, I eat. And I usually eat an egg. And that's going to give me enough protein. It's going to give me enough fat that I'm going to feel satisfied for a period of time. So I hope that helps you. Let me know what else you're wanting to know. Videos, I'd love to make whatever you guys want to hear. So let me know.